Fine. So, welcome to SAP ABAP class, all of you. And this is our first class, and here we will start from SAP ABAP basics, like what is its importance, and where it can be used, and how its architecture and how it works in SAP system. So everything we will see in detail in today's class, and then we will try to go today SE11. We will see data dictionary concept and all. So before starting the class, I will just show you the syllabus part. So just I'm opening the above syllabus, and here I will take you through the syllabus. What are the important portion we are going to cover during our classes? So ERP
Uh,
introduction, I will be just
excuse
teaching. Yeah,
Pankaj, excuse me. Can you please share this syllabus?
yeah, I will be sharing the syllabus. Sure, I will be
Okay.
sharing the syllabus. Yeah, sure. Right now you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay. Just after this class, I will be sharing the syllabus. Okay, fine. So we will see in brief ERP introduction, why ERP is there and what its purpose. So it will take around 5 to 10 minutes to understand the ERP motto and why it's used, and all these things under ERP introduction. And then we will understand the SAP basics from basis point of view, the meaning of basis point of view, how actually it works, what is its architecture, what things run behind it, and what are the components actually which are running in background of any SAP, which is executing our program or any business logic, or which is executing our logic for any database system. So that we will learn like SAP basics, that also we'll see in our today's class. And after that, like data dictionary, we will be seeing SE11, which is very very important. You can say like this is the heart of the SAP. We will be seeing in detail about the data dictionary, and under data dictionary we will be just going through what is the data type, data element and its use, domain, what is domain, what is the difference between data element and domain, and how we can create a table, and then what is the significance of delivery class, data class and size category. These all are the attribute of a table where we have to maintain this delivery class, data class and size category. Then we will see the buffering mechanism, how we can enable the buffer when we create the table. At that time we will be seeing the buffering mechanism. Then a very very important concept, the value table, check table, and the comparison we will see, the value table versus check table, how it is used and what its significance, and what are the difference between both of them. Then we will see the different table like transparent table, pool table and cluster table. These are the uh, table type. You can say the different type of table in SAP data dictionary. But when HANA, S4 HANA was introduced, like in current days, whichever the organization is using S4 HANA, now the concept of pool table and cluster table is now not more. But still, there are only very few organization which is running on S4 HANA, mostly still running on the previous ECC system only, where HANA database is not there. So the transparent table, pool table and cluster table still there is, it's getting used. But anyway, transparent table is the most frequently used, like in 99% cases we are going to see the transparent table only. Pool table and cluster table is rarely used. So we will be seeing the difference between transparent, pool and cluster table. Then we will be going for structure. We will see the different type of structure, like include structure and append structure. Then the difference between all these things, like include structure and append structure. Then the difference between a structure and table. And one we will complete all these things. After that we will be seeing the custom include and the important part like table maintenance generator, like when we have to maintain the data in the table, like how we can create the data in the table. So for that purpose, we actually create the TMG, and with the help of TMG, we put the data, we maintain the data under table. So this is all about table. We will learn these topics under table. Then the second part comes under SE11, that is a view. What is view? You all know that view is, view does not contain the physical data. It only contain the data at the runtime. So the view is created based on, table. So we will be also seeing the difference between table and view. What is the actual difference between table and view, that we are going to see. And then type, group, search, help, and lock object we are going to see in the detail. When we will go to this topic, we will talk in detail. After that, once we complete the data dictionary, then we will come to the report part. In report, that means report is nothing but program. So when we will come to report, we will see about the program, how we can create a program, how we can display the output, what are the various syntax which are going to use in the program. For example, for a string operation, we use concatenate, condense, shift, replace, string length, search, split. These are the, self-described syntax. Actually, ABAP is very easy language. It's a very easy, but initially it certainly requires some guideline that I will provide. You don't have to worry at all. Just you have to focus 1 hour daily, or whatever I'm going to give you, the homework that you have to do, the assignment you have to complete. Then we will come to the character operation. The CO means contains only, CA means contains any, CN means contains not. I will tell you how we can use this character operation. Then we will see the read operation, sort, how we can sort the internal table, how we can sort the binary search. All these things we will be going to see. Then we will see work area and internal table. Work area, it contains the single record at a time. On the other hand, internal table contains the multiple record at a time. That also we will see. So under basic report, we will learn all those things, all those concepts. Though internal table and work area comes, it does not, it is not necessarily. It is not necessary that internal table and work area, it will come only under, it will only come under basic report. It does not mean like that. Internal table and work area concept comes in our program everywhere. So work area and internal table is going to be most important part of our program. If you are able to understand work area and internal table, then 50% of your ABAP journey will be completed without any problem. So then we will discuss the events, initialization, load of program, difference between initialization and load of program. All these things we will see in detail. Then for all entries, what is for all entries, where to use, then inner join, and we will see the comparison between for all entries and inner join in detail. We will see the interactive report, like once we get the report output, and when we are going to click on some particular record, and we want to see the detail of that particular record, it should open the another output screen, and it should show the detail. So that is the interactive report. Like when we are going to click our mouse button, double click, it should open the different window, and it should tell about more description. So that interactive report we will see in detail. For that, these are the commands at line selection, at user command, top of page, end of page, during line selection. These are the commands. Then under selection queries, these are the different variant, like select single, select up to one rows, we are going to use under select query. So once we see the once we see the program while writing, I will make you understand each and everything. So not only this much, apart from this, there will be many syntax. We will be going through that. Then this query optimization and performance tuning, we will be seeing modularization technique, how we can modularize our code so that we can reuse our code, and we can remove the code redundancy. So for that purpose, we are going to use the modularization technique. And other important concept like control break statement, report, transaction, and variant, we are going to see. Then batch data communication, VDC. Before that, we will be certainly seeing about ALB report, which is nowadays most frequently used. This one, ALB report. So this is very, very important. ALB report, it will take around 4 to 5 class, or 6 to 7 class. It it's looking in one line only, but it is going to take around 6 to 7
Sorry,
classes.
you I can't hear
Then
you
for back,
proper.
yeah, you are facing some problem while listening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All of you,
No, 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 no. I'm okay.
Deepak, you are not facing any problem, right?
No, no, no. I'm not facing any problem.
Right, right. So since Deepak is not facing any problem, so could you please check from your side internet connection? If the problem would be from my side, then Deepak would be also facing the problem, right? So please check connection from your side and let me know if you
Okay,
have
sir.
any issue from my side. Okay, fine. So while online studying, our internet connection should be good enough so that we could be connected to each other, whether it will be a Skype or go to meeting or Zoom meeting. In all the cases, our internet connection should be good enough. Fine. So sometimes problem from my side also be there. I won't deny, but now the problem is not from my side because Deepak is able to listen. Please check from your side. Fine. So going forward, we will see the BDC like batch data communication. The meaning of batch data communication means when we are when some project is moving from legacy system to SAP system, like from some .NET system or Java system or some Visual Basic system, something like that. The legacy system to SAP system. At that time, we are going to use the BDC to migrate the data, to upload the data in SAP system. So this BDC is the way, and BDC also used to automate the process. So these two use automating the process and migrating the data, I mean uploading the data to the ECC server, we will be going to see. Then we will see about the module pool programming, though module pool programming has been obsolete nowadays when Fury came into the picture, because nowadays SAP is preferring Fury as a front-end technology. So it's obsolete, but what but though in spite of being obsolete, it's being used very frequently because all the organization does not have a capacity to implement the Fury, does not have that much
This,
money to implement the Fury. Yeah,
Pankaj, one small doubt. This
yeah,
Fury is Fury development is using UI5, right?
yeah. Fury is nothing but UI5 framework, right? You are correct.
Okay, 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 fine. Okay.
That is a front
So
end
previous,
technology.
so the previously they were using this module pool programming, is it?
Yeah, yeah. Module pool programming is a SAP, like SAP this screen. I will tell you, like if you go here,
Uh,
uh, this is our login pad, and with the help of this, we can log in into our system. And if you go here, like suppose if you want to go here, SE11. So now this is known as SAP screen. This is module pool. But nowadays, what SAP is trying to do, SAP is telling to their customer that you implement the Fury for any, like for example, if you are going to create the material, for example, let us go to MM01. This is the transaction to create the material slash n mm01. So here, if you are going to create some material, this is again the screen for module pool. So now SAP is telling, no, you try to use the Fury application. That is a cloud-based application. The meaning of cloud-based application means internet-based application. Here, they will be giving some URL, and you have to go to that URL and you have to put all these things, whatever you are going to put. There also you will be going to see some nice button, material, industry sector, material type, all these things. But this screen is not looking good. This is the SAP standard screen which has been used in which has been used by SAP since long years, since many years. But uh, since dot-com bubbles like anything, so because of the enhancement of internet and all the front-end technology, like HTML5 came into picture, AngularJS, and there are many more. So means SAP realized that their market is going down because there are many ERP which are cloud-based. Cloud-based means internet-based. So that is very nice. Their user interface is very nice. They are not looking like very old interface kind of this thing. So SAP realized that their business is going down, and then they came up with UI5 based UI5 framework based application, that was a Fury. So now you can integrate this SAP backend with the SAP UI5, that means a Fury front end, and you can just give that URL. There will be some URL, just you have to go over there and you have to click. You will be able to see some nice screen, not like this. There also option for material industry sector, all this kind will be there, but that will be very beautiful. And from there you
One
can
more,
create.
one
Yeah.
more thing. Can we enhance this Fury?
Yes, yes, of course. You can enhance.
Okay.
Yes, you can enhance. If you are knowing SAP UI5, you can
Yes.
enhance. Yeah,
Can we
fine.
add a lot of like say see like can we add a lot of colors? Make it
Yes,
more
yes, yes.
attractive.
Sure, sure. Yes, yes. A lot
See,
of
it is same
attraction.
like this what do you call it as web designing only, right?
Right, right. Yes, yes. That is a web designing only. Fury is nothing but web designing plus, uh, you know, means, for example, if you go to bankbazaar.com, see how nice this website is.
Yes, yes,
Something
yes,
like
yes.
that. If you are going to use this Fury app, you are going to, see such kind of beautiful user interface, and you will find a beautiful user experience, a nice user experience. And then there you can, means you will enjoy the SAP there. Here you won't be able to enjoy the SAP, but there, if you see that screen, you will feel, oh, so awesome. So really, Fury is very awesome. So that is a different thing. We will not go to that part. So just going ahead, like going forward, let us see this. Though it's obsolete, still it is very much used nowadays also. So we will be learning module pool programming in quite detail, and we'll be going to see through all these topics, like how we can create such kind of a screen, how we can suppose we have to create some material, or suppose operation we have to perform on database, so that all the data which we are inserting on this, all the data which we are giving over here, that should be inserted into a database, that we will see how we can do. And then we will learn enhancement. Under enhancement, we will learn about user exit, function exit, customer exit, menu exit, screen exit, all these kind of enhancement we will learn. And under new enhancement framework, we will learn business ID, business IDs, that is a business, that is a OOPS concept, OOPS based concept, that is a bodies. Also, it is very popularly known as bodies. And then explicit enhancement and implicit enhancement, both these things nowadays, are getting mostly used, and these are the very important questions asked in interview, like what is bodies, what are the different type of bodies, how we can find the bodies, something like that. So there are two types of bodies we will be discussing: old body and new body. New body is also known as kernel body. So all these things we will discuss in detail. Then we will learn about a smart form. We will learn again about LSMW. LSMW is a kind of BDC. BDC. With the help of LSMW, we can upload the data. It's a less technical, so functional people also can use the LSMW. Uh, but it's a technical, technical also. We learn this LSMW, how with the help of LSMW we can upload the data into our SAP system. And then we will see something little idea about ALE IDOC, RFC function module. And ALE IDOC we will see a little, just concept we will see, as important things we will see in ALE IDOC, because ALE IDOC itself is a separate module, that is a course content around 20 to 25 hours. But the whatever the important things, like in 2 or 3 class, I will try to cover over there. And we'll see in more detail this RFC function module, the synchronous, asynchronous, transactional, QRFC, RFC callbacks. So RFC function module we are going to see. BAPI, what is the BAPI? And then we will see the important part of OPS ABAP. And we will be giving, after each class I will be giving assignment. And if I forget to give the assignment, please remind me, so that I will give you the assignment and you will be able to complete some assignments, so that you can get something from here after end of the class. Fine. So this is all about our syllabus, and now I'm going forward from here. I would like to welcome to all of you in our first SAP ABAP class. And here, uh, I will something tell about this SAP ABAP programming language. Like, this is a fourth generation programming language. This is some interesting fact I would like to tell. Fourth generation programming language. Java and all comes under the third generation programming language. The reason behind, the reason behind why this is fourth generation programming language, because it's a very easy to learn. It's a very easy to learn and very easy to implement. Many things you can do with the help of a single line of code. Many things it can be done. The same thing will take more code in Java, more than Java. C++ or C will require more code, and more than C or C++ assembly language will require, so just I would like to tell here, first most important thing is, like, first basic thing is machine language. Everything will be written in the machine language, and based upon machine language, the language, like, assembly language, it is very close to machine language. And then C or C++, came into picture, and this caught the market like anything. It became very popular, C or C++, and then based upon C++, this Java, and I think .NET is also based upon C or C++ only, right, Deepak? Am I
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Java and .NET. This is also, based upon C++. And then again, if you come to, this comes under the third generation. This comes under the third generation. And if you uh, see about C or C++, this will come under second generation and third generation. It comes under both second and third. And the assembly language, it comes under the second generation language. And the machine language is your first generation language. It is a first generation language. So, and this is fine. And our ABAP, this ABAP has been developed, mainly on C++, our C or C++, and Java is not involved while developing SAP ABAP. SAP ABAP has been also, it is also, SAP ABAP is also based upon C or C++. So SAP ABAP. So fine. Okay. And in the next slides, we'll be seeing, like, what is ERP. Already it is written some part. ERP is nothing but enterprise resource planning, where you have a large business, and in that business you are having many component like material management, human resource management, and supply chain management, CRM. All these kind of sectors are there. When you have to manage all these kind of sectors, you require one software to manage it centrally. So there are many business module. With the help of ERP, we can manage each part of the business very well, with with proper integration, with proper reliable. So this is, this is the purpose of ERP, and that's why ERP comes into picture. ERP means enterprise resource planning. The how we can plan the resource of enterprise well, that is known as enterprise resource planning. There are many popular ERP like SAP, Oracle, you must be knowing about this. SSA Global, Siebel, BAN, PeopleSoft, Microsoft Dynamics. This is cloud-based application, Microsoft Dynamics, and JD Edwards. These are the very popular, popular SAP. Popular ERP software. Most popular is SAP, which are having most of the market captured. If we see here, ERP implementation in total business, 86.70%, means total, suppose we are having 100 business, out of 100, 86 business is going to is already already implemented the ERP. Fine. So from here, our technical class is going to start. These all are the little bit concept. From here, we are going to start the technical. Like here, in ABAP, mainly going to RICEF. Is nothing but W, W represent workflow, and R represent report. Then can you tell me what is for I? I is for yes, right, interface. Good. C is for conversion, and E is for, tell me, enhancement. Right. Yes, right, enhancement. And F is for forms. Good. So these things we are going to see under RICEF. So these all means when we means generally ABAP is a part of RICEF, because ABAP comes under a RICEF when we have to develop a report, when we have to develop an interface, when we have to develop conversion, enhancement, forms, everything, and workflow also. Everywhere our ABAP is going to be used. Everywhere our ABAP is going to be used. These all are technical things. Fine. So in workflow, you must be knowing about the workflow. Like when we have to automate the approval process, we are going to use the workflow. Report, we are going to use with AC38 in our SAP ABAP editor. Report is nothing but program. Interface is nothing but when two system or more than two system is going to communicate with each other, interface comes into the picture. So IDOC is an interface. This is an example of interface. ALE, this all comes under interface. Fine. Conversion, what is conversion? What is enhancement? Can you tell me what is enhancement? What is forms? So forms, this is the smart forms, or like SAP script, SAP scripts, and smart forms, SAP scripts, Adobe form. All these things comes under the forms, Adobe forms. And the enhancement, implicit enhancement, explicit enhancement, user exit, customer exit, all these things comes under enhancement, exit, body, all these things comes under implicit enhancement, explicit enhancement, all these things comes under, fine. Conversion, this is nothing but LSMW or BDC. These all comes under the conversion. Fine. So these all are, if we know the ABAP, we will be able to manage all this technical stuff very well. So ABAP will be used while developing the RICEF object. ABAP is used to develop RICEF object. Fine. Let us open our new slides, and here we will see the SAP architecture